Here's the exact onboarding process that I used for one of my clients to take them from 20K a month to 30K a month in just under 30 days by switching one thing. And that was how he onboarded people. And today I'm going to share with you exactly how he did it so you can do the same and onboard more people, close more clients, keep them for longer, make them happier, get more case studies, get more referrals, and ultimately make more money. I think you get the gist. Let's dive into why this is so important. And I promise you, you have to stay to the end. Otherwise, you won't understand how to actually implement this stuff into your certain CRMs that you have to make sure that people get onboarded the right way, not the wrong way. So here's what we did. Okay. When the client commits, okay, so when somebody pays, and here's one thing I'll preface by saying, we onboarded everybody. And the reason why is it didn't cost us money and or time to onboard a person. And so what would happen is even if they didn't pay or they paid, or even if they said yes and didn't pay, or even if they just put a deposit down, no matter what it was, if they committed and they said, yes, I want to work with you, even if they paid or not, doesn't matter, we onboarded them. Now, the reason for this is twofold. Number one is it shows them that, wow, these guys care. They're like, wow, these guys are already onboarding me before I've been paid. They must actually care, which automatically makes them trust you more and makes them more likely to actually convert. And number two is FOMO. You give them a bunch of value up front, you show them what they're going to miss out on, and so now they're way more likely to actually close because now they don't want to miss out on the stuff you've just given them. And so there's even more reasons, but those are the two biggest reasons as to why we onboard anybody, because it also shows them that you care. And one of the biggest reasons why anybody doesn't buy is simply because they don't believe what you're saying to be true. Most of you right now watching this video have great offers. The only reason why people don't buy is they just don't believe. So if we can make them believe that we're actually good, then they'll buy from us. So here's what we do is when they commit, okay, so whether verbal, pay, deposit, anything, we're gonna do something called a pay before onboarding. So if they don't pay, we're gonna say, hey, we're gonna onboard you, we're gonna get you kicked off because it doesn't, and here's what I say, is, hey man, it doesn't make sense for us to do nothing for the next couple weeks while we wait for you to get your funds together, whatever the case is. And so what I wanna do is I wanna get you on board. I wanna get you kicked off. I wanna get things set up and ramped up. So that way the second you are ready to go and you do pay, then we can kick things off right away instead of having to wait again. Is that sound good with you? They're not gonna say no, they're gonna say yes, and then you onboard them, okay? So, and we just say to them is, hey, pay before the onboarding call, right? Before the actual kickoff call, they have to pay. Now, here's what happens. The client commits, it's going to have a trigger for a welcome. Now, you can make the trigger whatever you want. You can make it a Go level form. You can make it as API automation. You can make it when you manually change your opportunity in Go level. It doesn't matter. Just make some sort of trigger to trigger this automation sequence because it can be all automated, so it takes none of your time. Now, whenever that trigger gets activated, the welcome sequence gets sent. And what the welcome sequence looks like is just like this. Welcome email number one. What we're going to do is make this email very exciting, give them access to everything. Right? So it's going to be a one-step onboarding where they can onboard themselves so they can get themselves in the community right away without being dependent on you. Okay? It's just they can onboard themselves. What we're going to do is give them access to the community. I highly recommend you have a community. If you don't have a community, you want to build it out, you can use my school link down below so you can get free 14 days, Q&A calls with Alex Ramosi, and you can even hop on a one-on-one call with me for free, and I'll help you build out your community so you can retain clients for longer, make them happier, and do less work because they get to help each other. So what we do is we onboard them inside the community, and we gave them assets in the community to incentivize them to join. So it's, hey, once you join the community, all the course content is in there, or hey, all the calls are in there, whatever the case is, to give them a reason to actually join the community. We then have the public, right? So everybody welcome them. We get them to introduce themselves. We get everybody to welcome them so they feel like they're part of the team. They're part of the family. Okay. And then obviously you're going to have internal communication with them as well. So we're going to create an automated Slack channel, right? Using automations. And then we're going to have the team welcome them in private. Okay, so have the team introduce themselves, who they are, what they're doing, and welcome them in private. Now, if you don't have a team, this doesn't apply to you, so don't worry about it. If you don't have a community, I highly recommend making one because it's one of the best things you can actually do to increase your LTV and increase the experience when somebody gets onboarded because they feel like, holy shit, I'm part of something way bigger than just an agency. Right? Because they're with other people and they can ask them questions also for longevity. It's amazing. Downsells, upsells. If you want to make a whole video on why communities are the best things for an agency, especially B2B or B2C, just agencies like service-based agencies, especially B2B, are so important. Let me know. I'll make that video. Now, after this email gets sent, we're going to send them a welcome SMS, which is basically just reconfirm their decision. Like, hey, name, you made an amazing decision. The team is so excited to get things kicked off. We're already making a plan. We're excited to kick things off with you. Okay. Then what's going to happen is an internal notification is going to get sent to the welcomer or CEO. Doesn't matter who it is, but just whoever's going to be ABR calling them. ABR stands for anti-buyer's remorse, right? When somebody buys, even if they paid or didn't pay, doesn't matter, right? They still made a decision. We want to make sure they feel good about the decision. So we're going to have a team member that's not the person on the sales call, so typically not you, call them, okay? And on the call, they're simply just going to say this. Okay, here's the script they're going to use. Welcome to the family. I just want to make sure you get access to everything. You're going to repeat their goals to them. Be like, hey, we're so excited to, get to 10K a month with you, XYZ. Then we're going to talk about how good their decision was, right? And then if they haven't already booked the onboarding call, which you should have already done on the sales call, right? Bridging, you should never leave a call without another call booked. So then book the onboarding call on this call and then hype up the onboarding call as like, hey, this is going to be the coolest thing in the world. Okay, so just to remove their anti-buyer's remorse to make them feel good about the decision. okay? Then, once the onboarding has been booked, just a little side note, some fun things you can do, is if the onboarding is more than 3 days out, which we don't want it to be, we want it to be less than 24 hours so we can speed, right? Go quick, not make them wait a while without talking to us. If it's more than 3 days out, we're going to send them a Loom 1 day after they close, going over the game plan. Now, what the game plan is simply put, you're going to make a Miro board or a lucid chart, something like this, which shows your templatized game plan of what you do for clients. For example, like, hey, day 1, we book the onboarding, we get access to your assets, we create a Google Drive. Day 2, we create the creatives. Day 3, we hop on a call, we strategize the offer. Day 4, we do this. Day 5, the ads launch. Day 7, we test, etc., so the client knows and things will happen, right? So a kind of a Miro board like this, explaining your sort of service, if you will, and then you're going to send them a video, a personalized video on Loom, just like this, saying like, hey John, just want to give you a quick rundown of the game plan we're running through, how we get things kicked off with you. So what it's going to look like is this, and this. If you have any questions, let me know. Super excited to get started. Your next step is to do X, then whatever his next step is, okay? So that way the people are like, holy shit, this guy really cares, right? And you do, because you should care about your clients, okay? So make them feel that way, right? We put so much effort into marketing and sales and getting clients, but then the second they're on board, we pay less attention to them. Yet we know that keeping clients is more important, cheaper, and better than getting new clients. So why don't we put more effort into when we close them? Kind of ironic, right? So yes, this is a lot, but that's what it should be. Now, next thing is once the onboarding is booked, right, which can either be done via these automations right here, or from this call. Either or, it doesn't matter. Then we're going to send out the onboarding email sequence. So it looks something like this. Now, if you're a big agency and you have access to this, do this, which is called Old Client Welcome Loom. Simply put, you're getting an old client or a current client, film a Loom, welcome them and talk about how good the product is. Right, so it's an old client going over being like, hey, so happy you joined the program. If you have AI and you know how to automate this stuff and make it personalized, do that. If you don't, no worries, you can make it evergreen. Being like, hey, this is Joanne here. I'm actually one of the clients at XYZ company, and I just want to welcome you and let you know how good of a decision you made. This program is amazing. I went from this to this. They're so blah, blah, blah. Just get them to say all the good things. You can even pay your client to give them a free month or whatever the case is for filming a Loom like this, and you can use it for the rest of your life. It's one of the most powerful things you can do because, yes, of course, we can sit here all day talking about how good we are, but when somebody else that's gone through our program comes in and says, hey, these guys are good, it really adds to the emphasis of these guys are good, okay? Classic reminders for the kickoff call, right? Just reminding them 24 hours before, 5 hours before, 1 hour before, hey, our call is in X amount of hours. Here's a link. Look forward to see you there, right? Now, we're also going to create an onboarding roadmap, okay? So you can either share this with them on the call, or you can share this with them beforehand, which is basically just like a roadmap, but just kind of like this, right? On like, hey, what's going to happen, right? What's going to happen day 1? What's going to happen day 2, day 3, day 4, day 5, day 6? So the client knows, right? So you're there on every step of the client or the buyer's journey, so you know where they are and how to accommodate them, right? So a quick little game plan or roadmap of what's going to happen with your service, so they know what to expect, right? And for context, all you running ads out there, use the app called Leadsy. I don't have affiliation with them. They're just amazing, and it's literally one-click onboarding. They click one button, you get access to all of their ads managers, etc. It is phenomenal. I highly recommend you use it. It saves a bunch of time. Now, on the onboarding call, the last thing you want to do is just set proper expectations with them. The only thing the onboarding call should be for with this, right? We shouldn't have to give them access to anything. We shouldn't have to get access to their ad account. The only thing the onboarding call should be for is 2 things: setting expectations so we're on the same playing field, and creating offers, right? Like strategizing how we're going to go about making them a bunch of money. And last things last, if you will, is you want to set up weekly check-ins, right? Weekly check-ins with your clients so you can constantly not have them go under the radar and know how things are going and what's going on. So this right here is the exact automated, and everything in the yellow for context is automated. Okay, this, and this obviously can't be automated, the rest is automated. Okay, that is how you build a phenomenal onboarding sequence for your agency to increase LTV, increase conversion rate, as a matter of fact, because some of these people won't have paid, right? And after this, they will pay. So increase conversion rate, increase LTV, decrease churn, and basically have a better service without you having to do anything else. And the most important thing about this, if you can, is building a community. So once again, I have a link down below so you can start your own school community, so you can invite your clients into it, increase your LTV, decrease your churn, and also decrease your workload, because now you have your clients talking with each other, and you can do more leverage calls. You can do one-to-many. You can do group calls with your community. You can also, if you want to get really overboard, you can have your best clients share masterclasses with the community. Because what this does is it gets people to know each other and see them as like, oh, this guy's really good. And then it reaffirms that, hey, you're good because you made them good. You get the gist. If you want to make a whole video on this, about how to build and run communities for your agency, let me know. Other than that, hope you found this video valuable. If you want to jump on calls with me and be part of my community and ask me any question you want while getting hundreds of hours of free trainings and SOPs that I've made during my agency career and everything else that I've ever made, while being able to jump on calls with me and ask any question you want. Link down below. You can join my Entrepreneurial Brotherhood. My goodness, Stefan. Learn how to speak, where you can come chat with me and many other young entrepreneurs who want to make a bunch of money online and become a bit more confident so they can go out there and make a change in this world. I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.